I have been pretty sensitive to spiritual things my entire life. I grew up in the South in a very religious but also somewhat superstitious family. My great-aunt believed she could communicate with spirits and regularly saw them in her home. My mother must have inherited this gift from her because she was plagued with seeing and hearing spirits all throughout my childhood. Some people thought she was crazy, but my sister and I, along with the rest of my cousins, grew up to watch how it affected her firsthand. Doors used to slam, things would fly off the wall, and keys would go missing for days on end until one day they, magically, returned to the place where they had been set down. I even remember a bottle of Dawn dish soap levitating off of the kitchen sink and being thrown against the refrigerator across the kitchen. The house I grew up in has a backstory. It was built in the 1930s and the first family to live in it was a man, his wife, and the two little daughters. The man was a zoologist by profession, and kept exotic animals in the house as well as two very large python snakes. One night, one of the pythons escaped its enclosure and suffocated both of the little girls to death. I'm not sure what happened afterward with the man and his wife. My grandmother purchased the house in the late 70s and my mother grew up there, and eventually I, my sister, and cousins did too. One evening, my mother and I were sitting on the sofa in the living room watching football when suddenly we heard a faint cry of a little baby. We thought maybe there was some interference or something on the TV, so we muted it, but the only grew louder. We were very confused because there were no babies in the house. My mother said, "She's here, can you see her?" To which I replied, "No, I can't see anything." My mother then shut the TV off and turned off the lights. I could not believe what I saw next. In the corner of the room was a beautiful little girl with curly blonde hair, the prettiest green eyes, and a little blue dress with shiny red shoes. She looked so real and she had such a strong glow. She was standing in the corner crying. As quickly as I saw her, she also disappeared. I never forgot this moment and I never will. My mother still sees dead people, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure I do as well on a regular basis. Thanks for letting me share.